It's a tremendous atmosphere here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Every Englishman in and around the vicinity of Sydney, no doubt, at the ground today. And they've also flown in from far and wide, not just from England, they've come in from South Africa as well. Lots of touring parties. That's the English section down there, and that's Castle Corner. Castle Corner, the famous little corner that is used by the Barrackers of South Africa. They'll be hoping for good news today. This is the first ball of the second semi-final. And straight away, bang on target, a quick delivery there from Alan Donald. He's operating from the Randwick end, and umpire Steve Randall is down that end with him. Umpire Randall from Australia, officiating at the Randwick end, and down at the other end, umpire Brian Aldridge from New Zealand. He's at the Paddington end. So those are the umpires. Gooch is on strike. He's out there with Ian Botham. This is Donald. Quick delivery, flies off the outside edge. And back comes the ball from third man. So the Englishmen are off the mark. Kepler-Wessels won the toss, decided that he would put England in. They like chasing. This is how they got off the mark. Thick edge there, the outside edge of Gooch's bat. And the news from England's point of view, the bad news is that Robin Smith has a pinched nerve in his back, and he's not playing. In the air and wide there. If that had been a third slip, he would have taken a catch. However, a good delivery, and I can tell you that both of them didn't know much about it. It went flying off the outside of his bat so fast that the third man couldn't cut it off.
Never went after this both. He hung the bat out to dry a long way from his body. It found the edge and it flew quickly. Despite the rain, the outfield lightning fast was always going to be for the third man a fraction square.
And well taken, Dave Richardson. But wide signal, I tell you what, it could very well have been four wides. Richardson diving away down the leg side there. What a good take that was.
Good take, but poor bowling. Donald obviously keyed up for this semi-final. Donald, who's certainly quick, but that was the in-swing and it went way down the leg side. It was a beautiful take, just the one hand, got it cleanly. Save four wides. It was a good save, but bad start by South Africa. This is a good start for England. Now looking for seven.
Good shot, straight down the ground. That's what he's there for. To turn it on, and into the fence it goes. So both of them send out to get on with it. Those Union Jacks are waving. England off to a flyer. No wicket for 18. Oh, well bowled, being appealed there for caught behind. He's given him out. He's given him out. That didn't look back. Gooch is on his way. Well, he might have bowled a few wides, but I tell you what, he's not a bad bowler. That is a quick delivery, nip back, didn't hit the inside edge. Gooch didn't look very happy. The South Africans have struck.
Oh, did he hit the inside edge? That's the question. Seemed to hit him on the pad on the way through, or the thigh. It seemed to miss the bat by a long way. Big shout from wicketkeeper, excitement from the South Africans. That's fair enough, but I think that might have been a rough decision. It's 1 for 20.
Have a look at the strike rate of Alex Stewart. 70 runs per 100 balls. He really has played well. Against South Africa at the MCG, made 77 off 88. They won't have forgotten that. No ball call. It was nearer to the edge than Gooch's.
Well, there was a noise as Stewart hit the ground. Whether he hit the ball as well, we're not sure there, but it was a good length delivery, and Stewart was a fraction late. That's the one of Gooch. Hit him on the leg on the way through. Wicketkeeper got excited. That's fair enough.
I'll tell you what, 10 out of 10 for Gooch for not knocking the stumps down there. This is a semi-final of the World Cup. He missed that by 3 inches. Good shot. Must be played by Stewart. Good placement. Might have been on down towards the Doug Walter stand area where all the Englishmen are. And 7 runs off the over. As well as a wicket, well, nearly a wicket. 1 for 25. tapping look continuing, and he doesn't know where it is. That's Jonty Rhodes. One may have guessed.
Ball is dead when it lodges inside the pad. And Stewart knew that. He wasn't panicking. Rhodes.
There's some interesting sights on this ground today. In the air and over the top. Well, if you really have a go at them, it hits the edge. The chances are it's going to go for 4, especially if there's a bit of bounce in the wicket. That's exactly what happened here. Not a bad delivery at all.
McMillan's got a good pair of hands. The second slipper, he was up, but it was over the top. There was plenty of bat on it. He really went for the big cover drive. It was just a fraction wide. Millen there making a big effort, but it raced away for 4. Valuable runs, and they're scoring well, England. They've not been tied down at all in these early overs.
And he's gone. Merrick Pringle has troubled Ian Botham, beaten him a couple of times outside off stump, and finally he's been rewarded.
Merrick Pringle has really settled down after some wayward deliveries early on in his spell, and he's had Botham and Alex Stewart in trouble, and here he just gets one to nip back, and Botham in the cut drags it on, just clips off stump, and Merrick Pringle very excited about that. England in a little bit of trouble now, having lost 2 wickets, 2 for 39.
Graham Hick coming in with the ball moving around a little bit. There's a bit of bounce out there. And Alan Donald is bowling fast. Alan Donald breathing fire almost. Oh, that's got to be pretty close. Umpire Aldridge isn't over keen on giving LBWs. Kepler Wessels nearly had a heart attack there at first slip. He thought he had the third one.
Is Kepler Wessels shaking his head? He can't believe it. And it's might have just been going down leg side there, but it's caught him right on the crease. It's a very, very, very close decision there. Yeah, you see it from stump vision, and it looks as if it's going to hit the camera right between the eyes. Eric Pringle bowling extremely well, and Ian Botham trying to chop it away through backward point, and he drags it onto the off stump, and he's very unhappy about that. 21 runs off 21 deliveries. Botham was going really well. There it is, dragged onto the off stump.
Edged and taken by Kepler Wessels, but no ball is called. So he's having a charmed life, Graham Hick.
Merrick Pringle will want to shoot himself here. Here he's got Graham Hick in trouble once again. He just gets the ball to leave him, and great delivery straight to Kepler Wessels, but the umpire's called no ball. And that doesn't impress a bowler, but it's his own fault.
It's nicely played into the pitch and bounced straight over Jonty Rhodes' head. Oh, and that's a dangerous slide from Hansi Cronje. Slid over the top of the ball and then whacked into the gutter. There's a little cement gutter there. It's not a good idea to go crunching into that.
Yes, the ball is clipped away well, heading for 4, and Hansi Cronje comes running around here and tries to stop it football style and goes straight into that board really hard.
Same shot, same result. 50 up for England in the 11th over.
Richard Snell just giving him a bit of width. You saw how effective the first one was, and yeah, once again, that's where you cannot bowl to Graham Hick. He clips that away, cracks it through backward point, 4 runs. Richard Snell, there you see it from another angle, and it's straight through the gap, 4 runs. Great shot from Graham Hick.
Graham Hick starting to really hit his stride now. Those couple of boundaries in the last over would have done a lot for his confidence. It's the sort of start when you get a decision, an LBW decision, a close one going in your favour, then you get caught at first slip off a no ball, and then you're nearly caught at first slip off a genuine delivery. When you get those sorts of starts, you quite often think, well, this is going to be my day.
Graham Hick really capitalising on this day. He's just clipped that one through mid-wicket.
very good shot. He really hit that beautifully. There's a lot of protection down behind point, but they could do nothing about that one. So Snell continues to be expensive.
This is where Richard Snell has strayed, just outside the off stump there. Graham Hick in the previous over doing exactly what Alex Stewart's done here. He's found the gap and he's hit this ball very hard. Gives Hansi Cronje at third man no chance to cut that off.
That away. It's gone all the way to the boundary. So England really travelling on very quickly here. A number of boundaries in the last few overs.
There's some bounce for Brian McMillan outside the off stump here. Alex Stewart unable to keep that one down, but it's raced off to the third man boundary. Third man's very wide down there, and that's gone straight in the gap. There's a slip in. A big gap before you come round to third man, hence the 4 runs.
And down into the Arabian section down there. And that's beautifully struck again. Alex Stewart now really finding the middle of the bat. There's no way that Cronje is going to stop that.
This was beautifully timed from Alex Stewart. Full length delivery.
Brilliant work once more from Jonty Rhodes. He really is a tiger in the field.
Yes, we're getting quite used to Jonty Rhodes' athleticism at point. He's made a big name for himself as a fielder in this competition. Very quick over the ground. And this is his strength. He gets up so quickly from the ground and gets his throw away quickly.
Well, that's well struck. It was fractionally short, and it just drops inside the boundary. That's a big shot. It looked at one stage as if it would carry all the way.
This is a great shot from Alex Stewart, very quickly onto the back foot. This time Brian McMillan has dropped too short. Alex Stewart has dragged this from outside the off stump. He hit it a long way down the member stand.
The batsmen have also handled it pretty well.
That's a beautiful stroke. Fielder way out on the extra cover boundary. Hudson. 100 up for England. Just going back to what Ian Chappell said, the way the ball has been moving out there, I would think the England dressing room is, if not in ecstasy.
He's played in 12 one-day internationals, some against India, and then this World Cup.
It's a very good shot. Stewart had already played a magnificent stroke of McMillan pulling away to the mid-wicket boundary. It's 2 for 110. Got him. Brilliantly done. David Richardson diving away to his right. That's a super catch. McMillan has broken through. Stewart goes. And South Africa badly needed that wicket.
He impresses me, David Richardson. Very good pair of hands. He's done some excellent work in this competition. Nothing any better than that. That was a very good catch and coming just at the right time for South Africa. Alex Stewart is gone. It's 3 for 110.
Their brother played quite beautifully for England against South Africa in that match at the SCG the other evening.
Brian McMillan, having played on this ground previously, just letting Alex Stewart know which was the way back to the pavilion.
That's what happens in the big time, and that's a magnificent shot. Played away beautifully off his toes. Hick flicking that one to backward square leg. right into the gap for 4.
This McMillan, who's been carrying that foot injury most of the week, where his Achilles has been fairly swollen, has been a little bit wayward here. Bowls it full toss just outside the leg stump, and Hick just latches onto that and clips it away for 4.
That's his 50. A little fumble there. Graham Hick takes a big sigh there, and out of their seats go the Englishmen. The Union Jacks are aloft. England are going to take some beating here tonight.
This Graham Hick, there you see, is 50 runs or 56 balls.
Well, almost, but that's not near enough. 4 runs from the over, 3 for 136. That way square, that'll be 4. Good shot. Not a very good delivery, mind you. Cannot afford to bowl short, especially on a wicket like this one. Hick there helping that one away down to square leg.
This Graham Hick here is in fine form. You can't afford to drop it short like that, and Adrian Caper is a little bit wayward, and he capitalizes on this one. Drags it down, and there it goes. 4 runs.
As well as having been captivated by yesterday's between New Zealand and Pakistan.
It's falling just inside the boundary, got hold of it well enough, got it clear of the field, got it over mid-on, and straight enough that deep mid-wicket couldn't get around.
Problems for Kepler Vessels. And Neil Fairbrother has already played 2 good innings in this World Cup. Very important for him to do well on this tour.
That's beautifully hit. That was 4 from the time it left the bat. There's a third man. He had absolutely no chance of getting around for it. Graham Hick showing the form, which has gained him the reputation. Hasn't quite lived up to it in his international career so far, but this is a top innings after a shaky start.
There are some wonderful young cricketers around on the world scene at the moment, and Graham Hick is one of them. As Tony points out, hasn't quite lived up to his potential. Gained his record playing largely in county cricket when trying to qualify for England. But there is that lovely touch of class about his play, and no better example than that stroke away through extra cover.
We saw some shots yesterday from the young Pakistani Enzamam ul-Haq over in Auckland at Eden Park. But none were better than that. That certainly has been the shot of the day so far.
That will be in the minds of these 2 batsmen too, Tony. They might realise already that they'll be short in the overs, so they'll have a dash at it probably 2 or 3 overs before might normally be the case.
Yes, I think I spotted in the last couple of overs Hick and Fairbrother having a look at the scoreboard, and I think they do realise that they only have about 45 minutes left now.
And for one of them, it's even less than that. Neil Fairbrother, the man to go. Pringle deserved that as much as any bowler could deserve anything. It's been a very good exhibition of bowling in what has been something of a run glut for England. 4 for 183.
Coming back between a very large gate for the left-hander. He's brought the ball back into him earlier and absolutely sliced him in half. Now he just about sliced the stump in half. So 4 for 183.
This is what happened to Neil Fairbrother. Pringle once again has got the leg cutter to work. It's the in cutter to the left-hander. And it should give quite a nice sight on stump vision. Only for a moment, though.
He's got to go a lot wider of that fielder if he wants to get it through.
Can't do much about that.
It's just about the perfect one-day shot. As Richie says, you just can't do anything about it. Keeper dived despairingly. Arms went up in the air and shoulders drooped. And the umpire's arm went out to signal 4. But not anymore. Jonty Rhodes in the way, and anything close to him is going to be hauled down as he pulled that one down two-handed, and Graham Hick goes for 83. Tremendous innings by him. And I suppose Australians, even though they're not involved in this conflict, will point to the fact that the score is 187.
Isn't he a great fielder? Done some wonderful things, including that run out of Imran up in Brisbane. That was a super catch. Hick out for 83, a standing ovation for the England batsman, 5 for 187.
Both batsmen involved in that big partnership. Both batsmen here now having not yet faced the ball.
Alan Lamb will have his hamstrings stretched out there by Chris Lewis. He has a great record.
Oh, that's beautifully played. That's a lovely on drive. One of the most pleasing shots in cricket, and played pleasingly by Chris Lewis for 4. It's 5 for 194. Well, he certainly has put the bat to that one with good effect. I don't suppose you could say it was as orthodox a shot as his on drive for 4 in the previous over, but it gained him the same number of runs.
It's wide enough to be called too if Lewis hadn't got the bat on it. Both these fellas out there, Lewis and Lamb, are extremely good at both varieties of the game.
And he comes again. He's got a chance if he hits the bowler's end. Oh, back comes Lewis. Actually, no one got in the road there. Jonty Rhodes was not game enough to throw it.
You'd have thought John Major would have got a better seat than that.
It's a great shot. Lamb hitting the fence on the 4 over cover. That's Alan Lamb at his best.
This is exactly Alan Lamb at his best. He's hit this shot over extra cover with tremendous power, giving himself a bit of room. But he's timed this ball very, very sweetly. It's gone flat and hard and cannoned off the inside of the fence there. This is where Lamb's at his most dangerous.
He's gone, bottom edge. That's the break that South Africa needed, going for the square cut. It was wide enough to hit. Lamb getting a thickish bottom edge, and the wicketkeeper doing the rest.
Well, it was almost wide enough if Alan Lamb had missed it for the umpire to call wide, but he's just got a little bottom edge on that. Very unfortunate for Alan Lamb, just as he was starting to get into his stride there. And Alan Donald strikes with his first ball back. Dave Richardson again, no problem taking the catch. Alan Lamb goes for 19. England are 6 for 221.
It's a good hit. Finds the gap. 4 runs.
Dermot Reeve is a very good improviser with the cricket bat. The field from Eric Pringle there had a huge gap at deep square leg, due to the fact there's a man only at long leg and a man at very wide mid-wicket. And Reeve has in effect swept the pace bowler like a spinner.
England 6 for 234. A good batting performance by England. Donald. Chipped away nicely through the gap. That's going to go all the way. Dermot Reeve doing a great job for England.
Dermot Reeve's timed this one very well also. And no man at that gap. He split the 2 men at mid-wicket and mid-on. Hit this ball perfectly, and that's raced away again. There's 4 more very useful runs to England. And Dermot Reeve doing exactly what he came in to do. He's messing around with the bowlers here. He's creating space for himself. And that's all England need, 4 runs.
Alan Donald is fast, but having accuracy is another thing here. He's going flat out still. He's 10th over. He's got him away again. No ball as well. Great play by Dermot Reeve. He ran all the way out to the centre of the Sydney cricket ground. He knew time was going quickly for England. He's playing superbly.
Dermot Reeve did very well to get so much bat on this. Alan Donald dropped it him short, and as we know, he's by no means a slow bowler. Dermot Reeve had actually advanced on him. And again, he finds the gap, this time over mid-wicket. And wide of the man at deep square leg. That's two fours of successive balls.
This could well be the last over. It's taken so long to bowl with runs flowing. It's gone again. That could be 6. That's a big long hit. Just bounces over the fence. Great over for England.
This is fabulous stuff for England. Dermot Reeve obviously had a very good look at Alan Donald in the nets at Warwickshire. And shake, rattle and roll there, enjoying every moment of this. It's another great shot from Dermot Reeve. Keeps his eye on the ball and watches it disappear like a long 3-iron.
Always hit on the Sydney cricket ground too. It was nearly going over. It just bounced just in front of the fence and over into the crowd. Some great personalities in the crowd here at the Sydney cricket ground. The Doug Walter stand. This probably will be the last over. Here comes Donald. He's gone crash through mid-off. He mightn't get this. The first one's coming around. Yes, he will. Dermot Reeve timing the ball superbly.
Dermot Reeve having a real purple patch here.
And loving it.
And loving every moment. He's a good competitor, Dermot Reeve. Very useful all-rounder. Ideally suited to this sort of game and this sort of situation. And if you look at that strike rate, 183 runs per 100 balls, you can see he's doing a good job.
It's a bottom edge. Make it 2 more surely. Brings up the 250 for England. Superb batting exhibition here at the Sydney cricket ground.
That was well bowled this time by Alan Donald. Right up in the block hole, cramping Dermot Reeve for pace, or for space even. But even then he managed to squeeze the ball away for 2 more. This has been a very, very good over indeed for England.
Will be the last over. The clock showing 6:09 here at the Sydney cricket ground. 2 balls to be bowled by Donald, who's certainly taking his time going back to his mark. They've slowed the game down, South Africa, prepared to sacrifice the opportunity of batting 50 overs themselves. Clubs it down to 1-1, so 1 ball remaining, still 6:09. Donald will walk slowly back to his mark. 17 runs off this over so far.
And the clock's just moved to 6:10 on the main scoreboard, so if that is a tactic, it's worked very well for South Africa. The last thing they would have wanted to see was another 17-18 runs coming from the next over.
And that's a rule that had to be changed for the next World Cup. You can't have a side only receiving 46 overs in a lot of time. 45 overs, in fact. Let's cut that down to 1-on, just the single. Look at the umpire, 6 for 252. And the players coming off the ground after 45 overs. That's a disappointing aspect. They only received 45 overs, but England have done very well. 6 for 252.
He's got it past the Freitas. So this is a very good start for South Africa, and England will be shaken by this.
Kepler Wessels isn't noted as an aggressive batsman, but the one thing that he is, a very good placer of the ball.
And he looks to be a batsman in form. Maintaining that very sweetly.
Really just used the pace of the bowler on that occasion, Kepler. Made sure he got it into the gap. Lewis is quite quick. And really that's all that Kepler did, was just use the pace of the bowler.
That's the wicket that England wanted. Chris Lewis at backward point, straight to him. A couple of vessels heading towards the umpire. I think he's left something in his safekeeping. No, what's happened is that he's going to stay out there because Peter Kirsten is going to come in and Kepler Wessels is going to run for him. So he's gone to stand over at square leg. So even though he's out, he's still in, if you get what I mean. So he's out for 17, it's 1 for 26. So Peter Kirsten, who is carrying a groin injury, had to leave the field of play during the England innings. He's come out there and will have his captain Kepler Wessels run for him.
Certainly wasn't a good delivery. Kepler Wessels would be really annoyed that he's hit that straight down Chris Lewis's throat. Right where he wanted him. Short outside off stump.
Oh, that's a great shot. My goodness, he just leaned on that. Magnificently played.
There might be a little bit of movement off the track, but it appears to me as though there's good pace and bounce in the pitch as well. The batsmen have really been making the most of it, and it appears as though the first few overs can be a bit nasty for the batsmen, but once the ball stops swinging, then it appears to be a very good pitch.
Oh, that's crunched off the back foot this time. 4 more, so Lewis proving very expensive here, 1 for 38. Outside edge and a desperate dive by Gary Small. But he can't make it. And it's a very hard fall there that he suffered. He does seem to be troubled. Oh, that's the last thing England want now, for another bowler to go down with an injury.
I'm just wondering if he rolled on the ball there. No, he didn't do that in making the dive. I thought he may have got the ball under him.
And a lovely straight drive down the ground. We certainly have seen a lot of magnificent stroke play here this evening. South Africa travelling on to 1 for 49.
It's brilliantly chased and picked up. He is an absolute star.
Lewis looks an outstanding athlete here. He gets after it, and most other players, I'm sure, with certain 3, and he's got it, and then produces also a fantastic throw as well.
Andrew Hudson. 3 to Hudson. Very good against the pace. A long first-class career. Difficult.
This is very difficult here. You see Hudson pulling it there for 3, but you've got someone who's, or 3 of you are calling.
What a delivery. What a blow for England. De Freitas, who's been their best bowler, not just here tonight, but in other games, has removed the danger man for South Africa. The big scorer in this World Cup, Peter Kirsten.
Yes, De Freitas has beaten Kirsten that over on a couple of occasions, and there he just gets it to pitch middle and hit off. What a fantastic delivery. South Africa 2 for 61.
Adrian Caper is the new batsman for South Africa. Peter Kirsten removed by an absolute cracker of a ball from Philip De Freitas.
Yes, here's De Freitas. He bowled superbly this over, and finally just got one to leave Kirsten, pitch middle, hit off, and that's what a fast bowler dreams about. And look at that off stump. Smashed straight out of the ground. What a great delivery that was.
Third man is Gladstone Small. Must have been close. It's a second run to take on a fellow with a good arm. And it's not going to please either Gooch or De Freitas, or Small, I suppose.
This Gladstone Small's got a good arm here, and it's just a touch too high. Otherwise, he was really struggling. And that was a good bit of fielding there. Gladstone Small, he's got a good arm, and the South Africans have got to be careful if they take him on from the deep.
That's a good stroke. Only 2 men outside the fielding circle. Gooch is chasing. It'll need a good strong arm to stop them getting 4. And they make it.
And he pulls it in the air, just wide of De Freitas. He's played 1 or 2 fine pull shots tonight, Hudson. That one not quite off the meat of the bat, but 2 runs.
Yes, well, the best way of seeing exactly where these two sides are is to show you our graph.
It's a great shot. Great effort by Lewis at point as well. Diving away to his right, didn't make contact. It was a superb try.
This is absolutely unbelievable. Lewis, the ground that he makes across in the air to try and get his hand to it. Well, have a look at this now. Lewis fielding just backward a point, absolutely fully outstretched there. And I reckon that was, in any other situation, no one would even have tried. They're going to have to take the initiative, I think. They're not going to be allowed, they shouldn't allow him to simply carry on the way he is. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Very close. That's got to be close. Yes, he's out. A beautiful piece of bowling. Forced him on the back foot. He went for the cut. It was the arm ball. And umpire Brian Aldridge doesn't give many lbs. He had a good hard look at that, and that's a superb piece of spin bowling.
Well, that was a lovely delivery. Just went on with the arm. Just a little skiddy out there. And I don't think there's any doubt about this. Hit him on the back leg and right in front of middle stump. And I don't know now, Bill, whether we're still at the same match, but I think you've got a problem, son. England made 252, and they're now 3 for 90. No turn there. He was round the wicket, and if anything, it just straightened, but really the back pad was the thing I think the umpire was looking for, and stump vision there showing that would probably have smacked the old vision camera right in the mouth. Boys hit that down the ground. Could this be out? Yes, it'll be caught. No, it's going to be a huge 6. No, it's not. It's hit the screen. So that's 4. Don't worry about getting that one, Graham Gooch. A little unlucky, mind you.
He wasn't unlucky. He was lucky he hit the side screen because it would have gone over. I have to call 4 here. The umpires are conferring. Umpire Aldridge, probably new to Australian conditions. He will signal 4. You can't give it a 6 that hits the side screen. It's inside the playing area. Well, this one's actually about 2 metres inside. 4 he signals. Correct decision. Boo, says the South African supporters, but that's the rule.
Yes, that's why I reckon he was unlucky. He just hit the bar up there, and it looked as if it was going to be 6 and bounced back, and Gooch went right after it as he saw it down there. He thought, I better get this back.
Come on. Sweeps nicely. So Adrian Caper brings up the 100 for 3.
Ground, catch it, they say, but it's hit too straight for that. And Ingwer shouted as soon as it was struck, catch it, but it was absolutely straight down the ground.
Well, yes, both the fielders, the long off and the long on, well away from that. It split Alan Lamb and Chris Lewis perfectly. It's a well-struck ball, this, straight down the ground, as you can see there, straight towards the sight screen again and bouncing on top of the fence.
He said that very well. That was just a short arm jab, but he rarely got hold of it.
Gladstone Small just strayed slightly down the leg side here with his line. But very good contact.
He's gone over the top. Adrian Caper beginning to open out his shoulders, 2 successive 4s.
This is more like the Adrian Caper we heard the stories of. Successive boundaries there off Gladstone Small. Gladstone Small had bowled very well until then. Caper's flicked one to square leg, and this time he's gone over the top, over mid-off. And if Adrian Caper keeps up this sort of onslaught, that target's going to start to look fairly small again.
And he's gone again. So 3 successive fours to finish off the over from Adrian Caper, and South Africa now 3 for 128, a big over for them. Have really drawn the comparison quite level now. There's an appeal for it. Umpire Aldridge is just going across to make the signal, but the only thing he raises is his leg, not his finger.
It's an interesting shout from Richard Illingworth and Alex Stewart. Adrian Caper got his leg a long way across in order to make room to try and get the ball round to the leg side. But it needed the ball just to turn a little bit more, to straighten just a little bit more in order to get that decision.
He's gone with him. So Caper has gone, and that's a big wicket for England, because Caper looked very threatening indeed.
Well, that's well bowled, Richard Illingworth. He kept his head while Adrian Caper lost his. It was a wild, wild swing from Adrian Caper. He was aiming a long, long way back into the stands. The head comes up, the bells come off, and England are right back in this game again.
So Caper 36 from 44 deliveries, 4 for 131, South Africa.
Alex Stewart quite happy that the ball's hit the stumps.
So his highest score only 28 in the competition. But he's hit that pretty well. He's gone over the top, and he started off with a boundary. And South Africa are 4 for 135 after 27 overs. That's well struck and well placed. It's gone for 4.
That's a long boundary down to square leg there. And again, Konya this time finds the gap perfectly. It's a well-struck sweep.
Good running. 5 off the over, 4 for 151. It's going away fine. That'll get down to the boundary, or will it get cut off? Just got there. Ladston Small, well fielded.
Doesn't quite get it.
He's coming back for the second. That's good running. Both of them not very happy with Lamb. They go out together for dinner quite often at night, but conceding 2 is not exactly what both of them wanted there.
Gone straight down to square leg. It's going to be out. It's well held, not a problem at all. Graham Hick, very, very safe hands indeed. Great big buckets of hands down at square leg. Ladston Small has earned this wicket, and it's Hansi Cronje caught Hick, bowled Small.
Good evening, David. And this is quite a time to be coming into the position where Hansi Cronje is trying to get the boundary here, and he's hit it straight to Graham Hick. It is a crucial wicket for England and for South Africa. Score 5 for 176. About to dismiss Hansi Cronje. He pulls that one through to backward square leg. He desperately needs a boundary, but he's not to get it. Hick is in the way.
Very comfortable catch for Graham Hick. Judged it perfectly. Nice relaxed hands as he takes it, and nonchalantly runs in to celebrate. That's Chris Lewis at point again, covering good ground, as he nearly always does. Some very good fielders in this England side now. Chris Lewis, probably the best. Look at that long arm snaking out, plenty of reach. if history means anything at the SCG, there is a history here at this ground of the side batting first, winning 51% of the matches here. It'll be Gladstone Small to continue his spell. And Jonty Rhodes is down the wicket, slices this over point. They'll get 2 for this. Richard Illingworth, the man at deep point. Well stopped, if slightly involuntarily, by Gladstone Small. Might have saved a couple more runs. The man at mid-off was up. Just taking a bit of pain there, Gladstone Small. Trying to run it off. Well struck ball by Jonty Rhodes.
This Gladstone Small trapped that ball magnificently as it was coming down, really down the wicket to him, extremely fast, and he couldn't get his foot out the way.
2 more. This time slightly wider of De Freitas, but he's got a good arm. He elects to throw to the bowler's end. He's hit that well. Philip De Freitas is the man after it. He's got a long way to carry down there. And finally, South Africa have reached the boundary. The change of bat certainly working for Jonty Rhodes there, and it takes South Africa on to 5 for 199. There'll be 1 more. Tucked off the hip. Leg by, signalled by umpire Stephen Randell. And the 200 comes up for South Africa. 53 still needed to win this match. Jonty Rhodes, the man on strike, is 37 not out. Maybe 38 not out, 39 not out. Coming back very quickly again for the second. This man is quick between those wickets.
It's Jonty Rhodes, just really crashes this one over cover to Illingworth. And Illingworth's got a good arm, throws it back. Fine throw, but Jonty Rhodes is so quick between the overs. Here you see Illingworth come straight to him. There's Jonty Rhodes, exceptionally quick. He's got that second.
And Chris Lewis has now gone out to the deep spot there. It doesn't matter where he is this time, because this has gone for 4. Jonty Rhodes has given himself space again. He split the gap again.
This is what Reeve was doing at the end of the England innings. And Lewis, it has gone over backward point, and here Jonty gives himself a little bit of room, and he opens the face of the bat and cracks it in the gap there between third man and backward point. Uses the pace of the ball, 4 runs.
Gladstone Small gave the batsman room to work with there. And Jonty Rhodes took full advantage. You can see the fire in his eyes now. There's no better time to come good. Again he's gone for this time. Lewis is underneath. He's going to catch it. Chris Lewis very, very cool under pressure at deep point. If he moved out there 2 balls previously by Graham Gooch, and this time Jonty Rhodes failing to find the gap. He's caught Lewis. He's gone for 43.
Jonty Rhodes just clipped the ball before. Magnificent shot through backward point. Here he attempts the same shot again. Hits it a little bit too square. And there's Lewis. Very cool customer there. Catches it easily. And so casual. 6 for 206.
Jonty Rhodes played a very brave hand out there tonight. But in the end, Chris Lewis in exactly the right position. Jonty Rhodes almost got too good a bat on this. The previous ball had squirted wider of the fielder, but this time straight down Chris Lewis's throat. Very well positioned, hands high, and this man is a cool customer. And there's the scorecard, 6 for 207, South Africa. Look for 2, it's De Freitas coming in very quickly, but McMillan comfortably back for 2 runs there, 6 off the over. the end of the 41st over. South Africa now 6 for 213.
Still long off. Milne's going to come back for the second. Fairbrother again. Throws wide, he's safely home. Excellent running. South Africa still in this match, 6 for 221. Richardson cuts it, could be 4. Superb stroke. Beats the man at point. That's what was needed. Peter Kirsten, who's been a star for South Africa there on the right, jumps to his feet. Wicketkeeper Richardson doing the job.
On that occasion, Lewis pitching short once again, and that's exactly what Richardson was looking for. And you really do open up the options for the batsman if you pitch short.
Yes, the pressure on Chris Lewis. Richardson moves to 10. Milne's 18. That's a good hit. That's going to be 4-2. Here comes Fairbrother coming around. He won't get it. Yes, he does. Superb save. 2 runs. Wow, great outfielding by Fairbrother there. He was desperate. Couple of vessels jumping up to his feet. What a final.
Richardson picking the slower ball there from Lewis. He's keeping his head. He's got a couple of spots picked out where he's going to loft the ball. Really is playing this pretty well, Richardson.
There's no wrong on. This time he goes down the wicket and misfielded by the brilliant Lewis. The pressure showing here. In comes Lamb to give him some encouragement. This is the 43rd over. It's a 45-over match. It's starting to rain as well. Everything's happening at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Is this the last thing we need is rain? And it's probably not going to help bowlers. The last thing they want is slippery ball, the odd wide. They don't want to give South Africa any extra deliveries. And also the outfielders making throws, it'll be tough.
No one hits it straight. Fairbrother coming around. It's 2 more. Super over for South Africa. 10 runs off the over so far. It's staying to rain quite steadily here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Peter Kirsten, veteran. Gooch.
Problems in the crowd there. The bloke couldn't see because the fellow had put the brolly up in front of him. And now Gooch is walking in to have a chat with umpire Aldridge. And now the umpires are going to have a chat. And England are in front at the moment as far as a reduced match. If we do, for instance, if we didn't get any more play.
Captain Gooch maybe giving him the option about whether he wants to play or not. Over they come, Gooch, their experienced cricketer. It's getting very, very steady here at the Sydney Cricket Ground in the rain. What a tense moment for both sides.
Well, the situation is we're in the 43rd over. At the end of 42, South Africa would need 251. At the end of 43, South Africa would need 252.
England will want to come off for sure. They've only got 45 overs and they're coming off. The crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It's certainly quite steady, a very difficult situation for the umpires. It's getting heavier by the second. The covers will come out and this may be the end for South Africa in the second semi-final.
So 10:15 is cut-off time. So really there's still, if they were able to get back out there in, where are we? Another 8 minutes, you'd probably finish the overs without too much trouble.
45 overs to be bowled, so 11 balls to be bowled. The target is 253. There's the South Africans. There's the manager, Kirsten, Donald. You can feel the adrenaline pumping there as the weather intervened and knocked South Africa out of the World Cup for 92. 28,000 people in. Great semi-final. There's former great Mike Proctor, the great all-rounder there, talking to the manager. They must feel sick in the stomach at the moment. South Africa so close, but maybe yet so far. As just the one cover down at the middle, the Hessians down, the cover over the pitch. So Peter Leroy not covering the whole centre as yet. Doesn't feel it's heavy enough maybe to cover the whole centre. What a dramatic moment in this World Cup. Just hoping and praying that the rain will stop. Tough assignment for the umpires. Umpire Brian Aldridge from New Zealand on the left, Steve Randell from Australia on the right.
I'm with Alan Jordan, the manager of the South African side. What's the situation, Alan?
Well, I think they've lost 2 overs. I'm just a bit out of the calculations, but the basis is that there's 1 over and 1 ball left, so it's 7 balls left.
And Ian Chappell has some further information.
Yes, Richie, we've got a strange situation here because Alan Jordan has just come back to me and said that the umpires have come back to him and they've changed it to say that there is only 1 ball remaining. Although the official announcement was made just a moment ago that there are 7 balls remaining. So everyone seems to be a bit confused at the moment. But Alan Jordan is saying, well, not much point in them going out there. But as far as we know, it's only 1 ball. Alan Jordan has just signalled to me 1 ball remaining.
South Africa need 22 runs off this 1 ball. Somehow, I don't think that's possible.
Now, it's a disappointing end to a great semi-final, but that's the rules. The umpires can only abide by the laws for the World Cup. Disappointed Mike Proctor and Peter Kirsten. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, and England supporters will be delighted, but the disappointing end to a wonderful semi-final. In comes Chris Lewis to bowl the final delivery. It's pushed away to mid-wicket. You can see that all the players are disappointed with that end. The crowd will roar here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So at the end, it's England and a disappointing finish to a wonderful match. Disappointed Brian McMillan, captain of Vessels, the manager Ray Jordan there. The South Africans have played very well, but at the end, the weather beat them. And a very good defending performance also by England with the ball.
Well, literally a very damp ending to this game. There have been some very good cricket played through this match. South Africa starting well with a couple of wickets. England got off to a flying start. Both innings, in fact, the run rates at the start of both innings quite high. But both sides have fought very hard here tonight, and the handshakes will go on for some time. The South Africans have had a fantastic tournament. They've been welcomed back into world cricket for this tournament. They've shown just what talent they do produce in South Africa. Kepler Wessels, their captain, he's a sad man tonight, but he's going to be proud of their efforts over the tournament.